you're lazy, just stay in bed. You don't want no money, you don't want no bread. If you're drowning, don't clutch no straws. If you're drowning, don't clutch no straws. You don't wanna leave, you don't wanna cry no more. Let's go! Said the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Child, the way you shake that thing, gonna make you burn, gonna make you sting. Hey, hey, baby, way you walk that way, watch your honey drip, I can't keep away. Still got a flaming heart, can't keep my fill. Eyes that shine, burning red, dreams of you all through my head. Took my car, started to tell her friends she wants to be a star. I don't know, but I've been told a big late woman ain't got no soul. Hey, how's it going? Dan Chinder here on Drum Talk TV. Where should I set that? Coming to you live from Globe, Arizona, 100 miles east of Phoenix up in the mountains. I've got the show up here on my monitor so I can see comments. I'm really hoping people engage with me on this episode. I'm excited about this episode. Been planning it for a while. Tell me where you're watching from. And I got three things I want to announce real quickly for next week. But before I do, I want to tell you what this episode is about. This is all about drum solos. And I'm going to show a couple really great short clips of two amazing drummers in a moment. And I'd like you all to, in the comments, put a Facebook or YouTube link to one of your favorite drum solos or even one of your own. Let's see a bunch of drum solos in the comments today. Next week, starting with Wednesday at noon. So we're live. If you're watching this on an archive on a different day, what's the date Wednesday? It's, what's the date, hon? Wednesday? Today's the 10th. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday's the 15th. We've got, right? Yep. Okay, we have Rodney Tino joining me at noon Pacific time, one of the co-inventors of the No Nut cymbal sleeves, and he's also a great drummer. It does all kinds of different work. We're going to talk about that from No Duh. And then the following day at noon, are you ready for this? This is the first time I'm announcing this. My wife is the only person who knows this other than the two people that will be on the show. Yes, 2 at noon Pacific. Thursday, Kofi and Nettie Baker to talk about their late father, Ginger, talk about the tribute that they did with Eric Clapton. Steve Gadd was there, whose birthday was yesterday. Roger Waters on bass, a bunch of other stellar musicians. I'm excited to have them on. And then Friday at noon, a week from today, we're going to have Mark Gowith from SwitcherStudio. Why don't you show them what that does? Switch around a little bit, hon. On SwitcherStudio is how we do this multi-camera shoot, all these different angles. And we're just working with 3 cameras right now. Often we'll work with as many as 5 when we're on the big kit here. So Mark's going to join us from a different location as a guest. We're going to give you a tutorial on how this software works. And even you don't have to wait till then. If you want to get a free trial, if you use the Drum Talk TV code, it gives you 2 benefits. And I get no commission for that. One, instead of a 14-day trial, they'll give you a 30-day trial to try this stuff out. And then on April 30th, on April 30th, Mark and I are going to announce a random drawing winner of everyone who uses that code that gets an extra 3 months. This software is a great tool for teaching music, for broadcasting, live streaming, especially with social distancing now, and just so many other things. So I'm really excited to share it with you. So tell me how the signal is and everything. Hey, Ellie in Ohio. Raphael, where are you at? Levon Strand, thanks for joining us. Kyra, how are you? So let's jump into it. Drum solos. So I know some drummers don't even like drum solos, and I respect that. But I want to talk about drum solos and the fact that, number one, the philosophy that's not just my philosophy, but my philosophy is drum solos aren't necessarily just playing as loud and as fast and as many notes as possible the whole time. To me, a drum solo is a musical composition. It's an opportunity to really show what drums can do musically and to use dynamics and things like that. So before I talk about one of my favorite drum solos, other than 2 I'm going to show you right now, and they're just short snippets. The first one, Engine's going to roll in just a moment, and it's Papa Joe Jones from 1957. There's 3 amazing things about this solo. One, his smile. It's impossible to watch this and not smile unless your jaw's just dropping open because of what he does at about 20 seconds in, where he's got his cross sticking going like this. He's got one hand with the stick cross stick, and the other is doing something that I have not been able to figure out for years. I'm hearing more notes that I'm seeing him do, and the dexterity of his right hand. I know the left hand is accenting on the rim, but it's just amazing. So check this out, and you'll tell me when it's over so I can talk about the next clip. Check this out. I didn't mention the third thing is that karate chopping and the finger tapping he's doing. Just amazing. Okay. So, yeah, I mentioned the first two amazing things, his smile and that cross-sticking thing that he does. And then there was that finger tapping and then the karate chops. And my wife mentioned something earlier today when she saw it, and that his hand playing is more reminiscent of conga playing to some degree. But he's got the karate chops going. Really interesting. So that's one amazing solo. That's one of my top 3 solos that I love watching ever. Top 3 right there. Probably number 2. Number 1 is John Bonham's solo from The Song Remains the Same album/movie. I say it that way because they're actually 2 slightly different versions. Just love that solo. Any John Bonham solo, but that one in particular, I love. I learned it note for note when I was very young. I can't remember it or play it all note for note right now, but most of it. And then the third one is actually Juan Carlito Mendoza's solo from when he won the drum off. I forgot what year that was, 2008, 10, something like that, 12, I don't remember. Anyhow, let's move on to another solo. And what I want you to listen for and watch for in this is the following before we roll it. This is Max Roach from the early 60s, I think 64. And a lot of people credit Gene Krupa as being a huge influence of John Bonham, which I'm sure he was. But if you watch and listen to this solo, you will see Max do some of the stuff that Bonzo did all the time. It's not just the slow version of the bucket of fish, but it's also kind of just the same dialect, if you will. So I want you to watch and listen to this. And then, again, I want your input. What are your favorite solos? Put a link in the comments. Put a link to one of yours. And then I'm going to talk about the composition of a solo, and I'll play some of the John Bonham solo I talked about. And let's roll it. All right. So there you go. That did you catch that stuff that he was doing? I'm just sharing this somewhere real quick if my computer will behave. Did you catch what he was doing? And I'm going to play a little bit of that again. How reminiscent that is of a lot of stuff that John Bonham's done. And the part I'm referring to is this. Now I'm going to play more of Bonzo's style of doing it. And Max. Now those are just snippets of a solo. And again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about solos today. And let me fix this. What the fuck's going on? Here we go. Oops. And I want to talk about the composition of a solo, and that it's not always to play as hard and fast and as loud as you possibly can. And I'm going to play some excerpts from my favorite solo, which is John Bonham's Moby Dick solo from The Song Remains the Same. And I'm just going to throw some of the snippets together, including some of the hand stuff. And then one of the things I want you to watch for is some of the things that both the previous drummers that we just rolled videos of and a lot of other great drummers. There's a great solo by Michael Shreve on our timeline that I posted yesterday. Steve Gadd's birthday was yesterday. There's an amazing solo by Steve on there. But what I'm asking for is for you to listen to the dynamics and how it's not just always as loud and as fast as you can play. So bear with me. I've not played this in a very long time, so it will probably take me a few measures to kind of get warmed up. And then he goes into the timpani part, which I won't do this time. And quite honestly, one of the reasons why is because I'm already out of breath. No, that's not why. It's because my pedals need to be tuned up. He uses pedal tuned timpanis. That's what these are. So we'll do the timpanis another time. But, you know, when you listen to like him going all the way from Okay, so I don't know how long the mic was off. Unbelievable. Okay, wow. I went on and on. I have no idea. Okay, well, I said a lot of great stuff. I don't know where, if I do say so myself. Hopefully, you heard the part when I was over here and I was talking about learning how to play like each different musician. And that if you go to the bar, sometimes the band just sounds the same, whether they play the Eagles, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, or whatever. And you want to avoid that. So if you emulate different drummers, you will pick up their. It's like learning different languages or different dialects. And even here in America, if with just English alone, there's got to be 9 or 12 different dialects. It's the same thing in Canada. It's the same thing in the UK. So that's the way I approach music and drumming. The other thing I was mentioning is about a big drum kit. It doesn't mean that someone doesn't know how to play a four-piece. That's ridiculous. And it doesn't mean that they're all over the place. It's like a piano has 88 keys. Doesn't mean you have to be up and down all 88 keys the whole time. It's all about having different voices, different sounds, different textures. So that's why I want to do this episode first on this kit. I'll do another solo episode on the little jazz kit, four-piece, another time. So I'm just going to let stuff flow. Let me know if you solo. Is it rigidly thought out and planned? Is it a framework built around some points that you have? Or is it completely improvised? Right now, I'm going to do something mostly improvised, but I'll bring in some stuff that I've done over and over. Hope that made sense. Can't believe the camera's off. Oh, yeah, how many people heard any of that? I'll look after it. Okay. So that's my little version of just improvising a solo, I had maybe two things in there that I would normally do. One of them was how I started on the toms, and then I reprised it later, and then I also worked with the different dynamics. Yeah, so I know that there was no sound on some of that. Sorry about that. But I did repeat, so you didn't miss anything if you're still listening. In fact, let me type that in the comments. Oops, I spell repeat. So let's review. So let's go back to, actually, let me see who else is watching. Thanks, John Kinsting. I appreciate that. Yuri, Dave, Daniel, Mark, Randy, Laurie, again, thank you. Luca, Sticks Taylor, again, thank you. Nathuat, thank you. Rich, Zarly, how are you? Valerie, oh, Valerie, hi. Garo, Manton Daly, how are you? Nice to see you at the NAMM show. JD Hall, hope you're doing well. Awesome. Cool. So I'd love to get your folks' feedback on some of these philosophies. And then one of the other things that I'll do while I'm waiting for you, because I would like comments, I would like to see links of solos that you like. I'm going to change implements. So you saw me play with sticks, you saw me play with my hands. I'm going to play with mallets now. Play with my mallet. All right, so here we go with mallets, which of course give drums a totally different sound, right? I should have turned that. Well, they can't hear that. And then, how many of you play with rods? Rods, these are twist rods by Creative Percussion. I love these things. I love playing with these. If we can get a close-up over here. So these are from Creative Percussion, Kevin Feeney's company, and this is just one version of them. He's got like 7, and I have all of them. The 2 I use the most are these, which are the rock versions, and these are called the Yeti twist rods. Look at those. I love these. They even sound neat on a timpani drum. Listen to this. And I promise no timpani drums are being injured in this demonstration. Whoa. You can literally hear the brush effect. Let me make sure. Let me twist this that way. Love playing with all these different things. So, let's see. I'm just looking at comments here. Hey, Dan, hope you're doing well. Happy Easter, long weekend, brother. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate that. Thanks, John Kinsting. Yeah, I encapsulated what was said. I give the short version. Sorry about that, everybody. So, any input from people? I'm surprised. I was really hoping, hey, Kim, I was really hoping that people would put in, Greg Pollard, I was hoping people would put in links to some of their favorite solos or even their own solos. You're welcome to do that. That's what the topic is. If you're just joining me, rewind after this, go to the beginning, and check out. There's a couple great clips, Max Roach and Papa Joe Jones. I'm going to do one more thing, and it's not a solo built around fills and stuff. It's going to be just a bunch of different beats put together. And these are all, by the way, also good things to do just for warming up and practicing your timing, which I always need more work with. Okay. I'm going to tighten my snare for this one. I had the Bonzo snare going. Some fun with some different solo concepts. I want to thank everybody so much for taking time for joining me. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. If you didn't see this whole thing, it's not that long. Rewind it. It's going to archive to the page a couple minutes after we're done. And there's some fun stuff. There is a section where I'm talking for about 2 minutes. And I must have accidentally turned the mic off. But I do repeat what was said. I encapsulate it. And join us next week, Wednesday at noon Pacific time, when I have Rodney Tino on as a guest from No Duh and lots of other projects, co-founder and inventor of No Nut Cymbal Sleeves. And then Thursday, Kofi and Nettie Baker We're going to pay tribute to their late father, Ginger Baker. They're going to join me noon on Thursday. And then Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, Mark Galwith from SwitcherStudio, that's the software we use to do the multi-camera shoot. May we have another demonstration, Mrs. Schinder? Mark's going to come online, and we're going to do like a tutorial. And there's a code in the post, just Drum Talk TV, where if you use that for their free trial on their website, there's a link there, you get 30 days instead of 14. Then on April 30th, Mark and I are going to announce the random drawing winner of someone who uses that code will get three additional months. It's a great tool for broadcasting your own stuff like we are, recording multi-camera shoots with it. House of Worship, this is a great time to take advantage of it since you can't congregate with a lot of people. It's great for teaching, especially for all instruments, but especially drums when you can't always see everything going on, which is one camera angle, right? So it's great for that. Start your own show talking about music like we do. Lots of great things. So we're going to do like a software walkthrough. Mark's going to join us remotely. You could bring people on remotely. I'm really excited about that. So I hope you'll join us for that. I hope you'll rewind, watch the whole thing. John Kinsting says, how is it that many of your shirts match your drum set? I guess I'm screwed because my drum set is silver sparkle. No, you'll just look like a glam version of the Tin Man, John. That's funny. Yeah, most of my shirts are blue, and I have blue and red LED lights on, and that emphasizes the blue. So when I wear the shirts, and I know I kind of look like a bald Waldo wearing this right now, right? With a beard. What are you laughing at? Oh, except his was red and white. Anyhow, thanks again. Thank you, Chuck Cervante. Okay. Everybody, thank you so much. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. Stay safe. Do the right thing. Do not play with what's going on. It is serious. Thank you for following what we do here on Drum Talk TV. And please, if you didn't see the beginning of this, please watch it. There's a couple great video clips by Papa Joe Jones, Max Roach, and me taking a stab at some Moby Dick stuff, including with the bare hands. And my hands feel fine. I don't need ice or anything. I love it. So maybe I'll do that for a little bit as Enja runs through the brought to you by credits again, and then just takes us out. Tambourine on, but that's all right.